Hi, welcome to How to Create Your Home Ayurvedic Apothecary. My name is Maria Carbonell, and I'm a practitioner of Ayurveda, and I'm a plant mama as well. I love everything plants, gardening, getting my hands in the soil, watching a plant grow from a seedling to a full bloom and blossoming. So nature helps us to reflect who we are. And I think that's why I've always been drawn to plants, flowers, every part of nature, the roots, the stems, and everything. And in this class, I'm going to just show you an introduction of how to start your home apothecary Ayurvedic style, and I'll explain all of that in this tutorial or class. So let's get in there. I'm going to screen share, and I'm coming from here, my pink room, and I am going to show you some slides. So I'm going to take this moment and screen share. There we go. So I hope you are seeing this. So this is for you if you have an interest or maybe not, and this can bring some awareness of how you can create your own medicine for your home, resourcing it from reputable suppliers or growing your own. So this is just the beginning, okay? This is the first steps into considering and or starting a home apothecary, and that is uniquely yours. So why would we want to do this? Because we want to take health in our own hands. Your Ayurvedic apothecary is about empowering your health and well-being by creating a beautiful plant-inspired space that elevates your mind, body, spirit, and home. So this is all about elevating and creating harmony in your body, in your life, and in your home especially. And when those pieces are harmonized, that creates health in our body. And that's what we want in bringing plants into our home, bringing that elevated intelligence that plants bring to us into our home, and start slowly integrating it to where we are right now, and slowly integrating that so that we can start using it hands-on and slowly empowering our own health by learning a little bit at a time. So this could look like one plant a week, or maybe as we go through this presentation, I'll show you how to even just start, with plants that you might be attracted to. We call those plant allies. They are friends on our path, and we all have those. So welcome to my world. Again, I'm Maria. I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner, aromatherapist, herbalist, educator of holistic health. And I take women through healing path, through the feminine way. And plants are the feminine way. Mother Nature, connecting with Mother, connecting to our ancestral lineage of Mother, and healing all of those aspects to us. And plants and flowers are a beautiful way to connect with that subtle aspect to us in our very hard driving life, very masculine life. So I do this through the feminine way of healing and using plants and the forgotten wisdom of plants and beauty to help nurture and empower our own life. Okay, so here we have in these jars calendula, lavender, and looks like yarrow maybe, and a little bit of, what is that? I'm not sure what that one is, but this is where it starts. Mason jars. plants in mason jars. And as an herbalist, we have apothecaries because we formulate. We create teas, tinctures, body care products, and you might be inspired to create your own, starting with just blending teas. And I don't say just blending because teas are amazing medicine. They help us to pause, they help us to ingest, again, the intelligence, the prana of the plants that want to be used. And the closest to nature they are, as like from the garden to our home, the more intelligence they have, the more useful to our bodies they have, the more prana they have. And I want to share you first what Ayurveda is. Ayurveda is a complete, comprehensive, sophisticated system of health and healing. It's over 5,000 years old, and it is the path that helped to heal my life, and the container in which I teach from. So it is the medicine for our modern lifestyle. It's about getting back to simplicity and having a structure in which we can navigate life most intelligently from. And it is the oldest documented system of healing that considers health as a state of complete harmony of mind, body, spirit, and our environment. And our environment plays a super important role in our health, because if we are not harmonized and feel peaceful, excited, inspired, passionate, it is hard to feel alive in our body and in our mind. So it is the lifestyle medicine of our time. It is about taking back the roots of health, simplicity, and elegance back into our lives. And how beautiful that we get to create with plants and co-create life with plants. They are here to help us. They are here to help bring beauty and to remember the wisdom of beauty back into our life. So Ayurveda is a system of health and healing that was nurtured and cognitized in ancient India over 5,000 years ago from ancient sages who wanted answers to most pressing problems that they were having as cities were starting to grow. So these ancient sages went to the Himalayas, they're called rishis, and they started meditating on the problems. And Ayurveda is a cognitized science and art of living, and it has been documented. So here we have, and then they started creating schools. They started teaching from student to guru in homes, and Ayurveda started growing from there. And it is still practiced all around the world, and practiced now in our homes by so many practitioners and teachers of Ayurvedic lifestyle, Ayurvedic doctors all around the world. It's a very deep science that we can have a lifetime of learning with. So I teach about lifestyle. I think that is the most pressing issue of our life right now. And Centers for the World Health Organization says that lifestyle is at the most, what do you call, the pressing of diseases right now. Those are heart disease, and like diabetes, hypertension. these are related to lifestyle. So that's why I love teaching about how we can make our lifestyle be more in balance with nature. Okay, so this is the Ayurvedic Apothecary, and it is all about waking up to our senses with our modern herbs, with our herbs, and integrating that with our modern lifestyle. And Ayurveda perspective to the apothecary is all about these here, about the qualities, elements, doshas, tastes, and senses. So we see as everything working together for or against health. So there are 10 pairs of opposites used to describe different substances, and I'm talking about the qualities. So food and drink are qualities of the mind, our environment, and everything in existence has these qualities. And these qualities can be summed up to our 5 elements, doshas, and I'm going to name these 10 opposites, okay, or 20 qualities that I think is so important, because even as like a 6-year-old can pick up on the basics of Ayurveda if they know these qualities. And it is very actually natural for kids to pick up on Ayurveda because it is a nature-based system of healing. So learning these 20 qualities is really at the foundation of knowing how to structure health, what you eat, environment, even relationships, to down distill to these qualities. So heavy, and the opposite is light, cold, hot, oily and dry, dull, sharp, smooth, rough, dense, liquid, soft, hard, subtle, mobile, gross, subtle, cloudy, and clear. Okay, so those are a lot of qualities and the opposites of each. And we can distill this into 5 elements. The 5 elements will have distilled down to those 20 qualities. And the 5 elements are what? Air and space, fire, water, what else? Air, space, fire, water, ether, and earth. And those are distilled down to the Ayurvedic doshas, and doshas are mind body types. So that would be Pitta is the fire and water element, Kapha, earth and water element, and Vata is the air and space element. And really at this point, you don't really need to know this, specifically, not getting too caught up in terminology, because that's more of an introduction to Ayurveda, and we're here to talk about plants. But this is just a sneak peek into, understanding how the elements and qualities are important, because if you know that coffee is drying and you're feeling dry in your body, then you know what to do opposite of that. You want an oily diet. You want more of an essential fatty acid diet, because that's more of an oily diet, the good oils. And so then you know why you're getting dry skin, why you're getting dryness creates dull mind. Dryness in the body, actually dry and cold, actually creates pain in the body. And where there's stagnation, where there's cold, there's stagnation and blockages. So that's just a little example. And then you'll want to know, well, what are the warming herbs? What are the nourishing herbs that will give you that unctuous in the body, that juiciness in the body if you're feeling dry. Okay, and then you'll know what season you're in. And right now we are in fall, going into winter season, so that's the dry season. And then you'll know we we get exasperated in our dryness if we're eating too many dry foods like sugar. Sugar is drying. So there's a whole class on that, and I do offer that, but this is just the basics. So I thought it would be really important to share that. Okay, and then we have six tastes. Six tastes are sweet, sour, salty, the most popular taste that we love, and then bitter, pungent, and astringent. So those really help also when building your apothecary to know how it's going to balance the elements in you, in your body, and for your family as well. And in Ayurveda, we first identify what your doshas are. If you're Vata, if you're Pitta, or you're Kapha, primary. Some will have primary and then some will have secondary. Everybody will have primary, some will have secondary. So this is important to know because then you're going to create your apothecary based on what your primary dosha and your family as well, and how to bring balance into your body. It's going to change and fluctuate according to the day, the season, what you've eaten, your emotions, and what your mental state is, and what's happening in general in your life. Okay, so those are important to know because you're going to have herbs that you're going to gravitate towards that are going to be your plant allies, are going to help balance what you're most out of balance with. So if you've got a lot of fire in you, you're going to want more cooling herbs. Rose is very cooling. Rose petals, it's cooling to the mind and cooling to the body. And hibiscus, those are all usually petals are more cooling, have more cooling qualities for Pitta, fire element. And the roots have more of a grounding for air and space. So you see how there's opposites. And then for Kapha is more earth element, is more the heaviness and that dullness. So they want more vibrancy. They want more herbs that bring you more aware and awake, stimulating. So like rosemary, and those are more leaves and stems, more leaves like rosemary, eucalyptus. You see how there's a little bit more stimulating. And this is what an Ayurvedic apothecary is. To distinguish that from a regular apothecary, we look at the qualities, the elements, and the doshas, the taste, and then the five senses. And the five senses are eyes, sight, sound, smell, and taste. And so the apothecary should open and enliven all of your five senses, which are the gateways to your soul, which is the sixth sense, the seat of intuition. Okay. Now we're going to go to balancing the systems, and we want to be able to choose plants and herbs that have key functions to support our immunity, our heart, our skin and beauty care, our nervous system, our energy and vitality, and herbs that are nourishing and grounding, cleansing, detoxifying, and that are supportive to our mental and our brain health. So we can definitely have, as we have here in our home, herbs that have dual functions and that are very, very supportive to our nervous system, especially right now. We need a little more grounding and nourishment to our nervous system and our nerve tissue. Definitely heart healing herbs like hawthorn are really wonderful. For skin and beauty care, I love chamomile, rose, hibiscus, oat straw, gotu kola, tulsi, and neem. So I just wanted to share with you a little bit of the key systems in the body that are you want to think about when you're choosing herbs to balance these systems in your body. Okay, so I listed some. You can start with one herb a month, and then by the end of the year, have 12 herbs. So this is a good way to learn an herb. To be with one herb is to, for example, here's chamomile in the picture. Grow chamomile. In springtime, grow chamomile from seeds or a plant, or buy from a reputable source that's organic chamomile, and stay with that one plant a month and keep it in your jar, in your garden. Start to have tea with chamomile, and then do that with another plant. And then by the end of the year, you'll have 12 plants. So you can have essential oils and the plant of one plant, of one herb. Okay. You can start with 3 herbs, and you can choose here what you're most drawn to. Okay, so if you see a plant a lot as you go throughout the day, or always hearing or somebody's talking about a plant, I know you've got that plant, and that plant is your plant ally. Okay. And a plant ally is a plant just like your friend. She's either there for your life, or she's there during certain periods in your life. So your plant ally might be with you for a short period of time as you, let's say, heal your heart, and then you'll have another plant ally. Okay, it's okay to go on to another plant. It is just like cultivating and developing a friendship with the plant. You're getting to know them. You're talking to them. Hi, how are you? And then you'll start picking up on subtle messages and maybe conversations from that plant. So definitely choose the ones that you are drawn to. You might be repelled by some certain plants. So that just start opening the awareness to your plant allies, and how maybe you are repulsed by a plant. I had a client before who couldn't smell lavender because it reminded her of going to her grandmother's house, and her grandmother wasn't so nice to her. um, and over time, she wanted to have a deeper relationship with lavender. So I said, well, go ahead and plant in the plant, and maybe you might have a different relationship with it if you grow the plant, or you start having tea with it, or you start doing floral facials, or you start sitting with it, not necessarily using it, but maybe developing your own relationship with your plant instead of identifying it with the experience at your grandmother's house. Okay, so those are examples of ways you can start developing relationships with each one of these plants. So you might be drawn to chamomile, calendula, rose petals, oat straw, nettles. These are just examples of some plants, okay? Rose hip seed, rose, astragalus, root, lavender, mint, oregano, lemon balm, thyme, and rosemary. These are the most common herbs. Okay, and then we have the main herbs of Ayurveda, and you can easily grow these. And these are gotu kola, which is a plant shaped like the brain, and it's a little bitter plant. It's good for the fire element. It's good to support cognitive function, memory, focus, concentration. It is also a good skincare herb too, as taken as a tea. People have juiced with it. You can put it in your salads raw. We grow it here and it grows like a weed. So it is also used as ground cover as well. In parts of the country or even in India, it's grown like it's grown like near the railroad tracks or near water. And the sourcing of that is so questionable. And some people have seen litter in their herbs because it's grown in the most odd places, so in highly polluted places too. So it's good to grow your own go-to cola and definitely from a reputable source that's grown organically, but the best is at home. You can easily grow this at home in your home garden in a pot. Okay, ashwagandha is a root. Ashwagandha is my plant ally. Actually, a lot of these are my plant allies. Ashwagandha helps support me through burnout, through fibromyalgia, and it helps with fatigue. It helps to rejuvenate you. So it's a root. It helps you get grounded and rooted. It is warm quality because when you've got burnout and exhaustion, your body gets cold. And so you want more warmth, so more warmth in your life. So ashwagandha root I grow here as well. And it's a beautiful plant that the root is just used. And opposite to that is shatavari. It's the female version. So ashwagandha is sold as an aphrodisiac because it creates vitality in the body. It helps with the reproductive tissue. When the reproductive tissue is fed and nourished, you're going to experience vitality in life. You're going to experience like feeling sensual and sexual. That's health. So shatavari is the female counterpart. Shatavari root is a female counterpart to ashwagandha, which means it's strength of 100 horses. And then shatavari in Sanskrit translates to strength of 100 husbands. So that's good for the female reproductive tissue. Okay, Tulsi. So shatavari is a little bit more cooling. Ashwagandha is warming. And shatavari is great through the menopausal years, premenopausal, postmenopausal, because women are experiencing hormonal shifts and they're getting more warm. So shatavari is a very cooling herb. See how the qualities come into play? Tulsi is nice and warming for cold, cool bodies. Tulsi is also wonderful for skin, easy to grow. So birds love it. It's a beautiful flowering top and super aromatic. It's also called holy basil. And then we have neem. It is a tree that we also grow here in a pot. And it doesn't grow as big as in Asia and India, but it's a wonderful for skin. So it has a very cooling quality to the skin and is used also as a repellent. And moringa, we grow moringa trees here. Every part of moringa is used and it's a highly nutritive tree, and we use the leaves, dry them. We use the leaves fresh in soups and dry them and powder them. It's considered a super food, more nutritious than kale. And it is a wonderful tree and super easy to grow. It's known as a miracle tree. And then turmeric, everybody knows that. Great herb to grow at home. It's so fun. It's just like ginger also. I would add ginger to this list. Ginger is warming as well. And turmeric, there are roots. They are fun to grow, easy to grow, and you can grow your own fresh turmeric root plant. Okay, it's good to keep inflammation at bay. It's also great a little bit in skincare for anti-inflammation of the skin. And it's also used to stop bleeding. So if you're in the kitchen, you could put a little bit turmeric paste and make a little paste and put it on your sore. Okay, let's see. So herbs come in powder. You can encapsulate them or buy them in capsules. Dried, you can dry them yourself or buy them from a reputable resource, or grow them in the garden. Parts of the herbs that are used are roots, the stems, the flower, the leaves. Okay. And I use plants and herbs in Ayurvedic and self-care. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of this little tidbit. You can infuse your herbs too as you start to build your apothecary. You can build your beauty and self-care apothecary. You can make a floral from 3 simple plants, chamomile, calendula, and rosemary. Those are wonderful for the skin and the senses. And I boil those in a pot and then put a towel over my head, old-fashioned style, and use that to steam my face. Okay, and then you can herbalize your oils also with Abhyanga oils, traditional self-oil massage in Ayurveda. That helps to improve skin elasticity, and then you could add the herbs in there and infuse yourself, but that's a whole formulation class, but I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of all the things that you can make from your apothecary. Okay, you can, in Ayurvedic tradition, we oil all the crevices, the ear and the nose. That helps to bring grounding and to help keep the senses, sharp and alert and awareness expanded. Some other things that you might have in your home apothecary are formulations and tonics, including the traditional Amrit paste and Shavanaprash. Those are all very deeply rejuvenating, and master formulations, herbal formulations in Ayurveda. They're good, really wonderful, immune boosting and building. So I take these in fall, winter, or when I get super busy and I need the extra boost of immunity. Okay, and then essential oils are wonderful also to have in your apothecary. And again, you could start with 3 basic essential oils, but I think at this point, so many people have a lot of this, essential oils now. And what I have to say to that is just be sure that you are using these oils from a reputable company, that are not diluted. There's a lot of dilution in the marketplace. So, um, that's another class also on how to source your essential oils and what to look for. Um, okay, but citrus oils are nice to have. They're very uplifting and bright. Frankincense is wonderful to have for skincare, for general overall health. Clary sage is wonderful to have for hormonal balancing and emotional for emotional health. And then rosemary essential oil, I've got a bottle here. Wonderful not only to grow, but to help to keep by your desk like I do for focus, concentration on certain tasks. So I have rosemary at my desk. Okay, so that about wraps it up, and that is a wonderful introduction to creating your home apothecary. I hope this has inspired you to start small. And so here in the background in this photo is the apothecary of just 3 shelves. And on the other side of that wall you're not seeing is essential oils and other formulations that you can expand. So I keep it accessible near your kitchen so that you're more likely to use it. So if they're tucked away, you probably won't use it. And you will also know when to rotate your herbs, um, and organize them. So you can't see here, but in the background where I keep my bottles, um, I organize it based on roots, based on flowers and stems, and based on resins, like frankincense resins and copal resins I have, and flowers and stems. What else? Roots, berries, and berries. Okay, like Chisandra berry, hawthorn berry, rosehip seeds, berries and seeds. So that's all up to you, but some people organize based on alphabetical order, but it's easier for my mind to go into roots and stems, flowers or berries, and resins. Okay, what else? And powders, you want to keep in a dark amber jar. They last longer than the dried material. I don't have it pictured here, but those are kept in a separate area because I use them most often in the kitchen, and so I keep those in the kitchen. Okay, so my mission is really to help us remember the forgotten wisdom of beauty and the vitality of living simply and purposefully. Plants are our biggest helpers to bring harmony back into our body, mind, relationships, and home, to help us realize love is the greatest healer and that plants are here to help us and support us in remembering. So this presentation will help you at least to get started in creating your personal apothecary that you and your family will enjoy. So thank you so much, you guys. I'm going to sign off and leave you with this little tidbit is to remember just to be happy in this moment, for this moment is your life.